Not to brag or anything, but in the past 6 months, I've gotten over $160,000 in scholarships. Many of my scholarships came from independent organizations and from the universities I applied to during the college admissions process. I got $19,000 alone from the independent scholarships I applied to, meaning the ones that I found online. I received $62,000 from Arizona State University, $6,500 from the University of Wisconsin, and $80,000 from Bradley University. And lucky for you guys, I'm going to tell you just how I did it. There are so many scholarships out there, you would go crazy trying to apply to them all. You would go even crazier if you tried to write a different essay for each scholarship you applied to. That's why it's important to only write a few essays, meaning 2 or 3 essays that are really good, which you can rework for the type of scholarship you're applying to. To write a good essay, I would first look at the prompt and brainstorm a bunch of ideas. Then don't write the ones that you know other people are going to write about. Then go ahead and draft your essay, revise it, and show in your essay why you would be the most successful if you were to receive the essay. If you're able to fit it in there, you could even write a paragraph about why you need the scholarship money, besides the obvious reason of to pay for college. Some of the reasons that I said I needed scholarship money are medical bills, if you have siblings, because if you have siblings, your parents aren't going to be able to pay as much towards your college because they have to pay for your siblings as well. If you were to receive the scholarship, you would get more time for volunteering. You would need scholarship money for other educational or extracurricular costs. For example, I'm going to be an actuary, and in order to become an actuary, you have to pass 10 exams, each of which cost about $1,000. Since that's not a typical educational cost, that's one reason I gave for why I needed scholarship money. You could also mention that during high school you played in club sports, which costed extra money, or you took private musical lessons, which also costed extra money. Another important factor of your essay is to write an intriguing story. No one wants to read an essay version of your resume. Tell a story that relates to your accomplishments or experiences that help shape you as a person. For example, how volunteering shaped you to be a better person, or how overcoming a certain obstacle helps you to become stronger. There are tons of other story ideas, but make sure to come up with one that's unique to you. A great place to start is at your own high school. I received a lot of my scholarship money from my high school's website. A lot of high schools will have a dedicated scholarship page on their school website, and that's a great resource to use. However, if your school doesn't have this kind of website, you can also go to your guidance office because they also have plenty of information with scholarships. Another great place to look is local organizations, such as a Lions Club, a volunteer group, sororities, parks, banks. There's so many. Also, make sure to note that it's 1,000 times better to apply to local scholarships rather than nationwide scholarships, because with nationwide scholarships there are so many other applicants that you're going to have a very slim chance of actually winning the scholarship. I would say to put 80% of your focus on local scholarships, such as statewide or community scholarships, and the remaining 20% on nationwide scholarships. Another great place to find scholarships are college portals/scholarship hubs. I found one of my scholarships, which was $3,000 off of Arizona State University's scholarship hub. You can also find college-specific scholarships if you know what school you want to go to. You can look on their website and they will have plenty of information there. Or you could Google scholarships for specific majors, specific sports that you've played, specific instruments, and specific medical conditions. There are seriously so many scholarships out there. It's important that you look in a lot of places. I know one thing that really helped me when applying to scholarships was making a scholarship organizer, and I'll show you guys mine in this next clip. Basically, you include the name of the scholarship, the amount of the scholarship, the due date, and then the link. That way you can keep track of all the scholarships you have to do and the ones that you already applied to. I started applying for scholarships in November of my senior year of high school, and I kept applying and searching for more scholarships throughout the year. It's important to apply to scholarships earlier rather than later because a lot of people don't start applying until the summer before college. If you apply earlier to scholarships, you're going to have less competition and you'll be more likely to win. During the school year, I would try to apply to at least one scholarship a week, and I would suggest for you guys to try and do the same. We all know that scholarships are really competitive, so here are some things that can help you stand out from the crowd. Volunteer a lot of your time around the community. Organizations love students who volunteer their time around their community and help out. Also, make sure to maintain a high GPA during high school. That is usually one of the deciding factors when scholarship committees are deciding between multiple applicants. Of course, there are scholarships where GPA isn't looked at. I know a scholarship is the PB&J scholarship, where they actually prefer students who have a lower GPA. So, although it's good to have a high GPA for most scholarships, don't be discouraged if you don't have a high GPA, because there are also a lot of scholarships for students with lower GPAs. Alright, that's all the advice I have for you guys in this video, but if you want more scholarship advice, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.